What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Okay, so today has been kind of an exciting day, you guys. I haven't went into like full details about a lot about me, but I am diabetic type 1, and I've been a diabetic since I was 14 years old. I'm now 28. Today has been an exciting day, you guys. I've been trying to get on like a Dexcom or I forgot, an Omnipod, just to like be able to help me track my sugars and things of that nature. Guess what, you guys? I have it, you guys. I'm so excited. I've been waiting to get one of these for the longest, just because I'm like very busy as far as being a mom and juggling school, work, and just being a mom. So today I got a call from my endocrinologist, and he basically told me that I was approved to get a Dexcom G6 sensor and monitor and everything. And I was able to pick it up today, you guys. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. Then I also have a little bit of more good news. I did have a job interview today, and it went great. He said that I was actually one of the highest scores that he had as far as an interviewee. I had a 90 as far as my interview. I'm sorry, y'all. I got like a lot going on and racing in my head right now, but I did get started on my G6 today. I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes. And it came with this little it's like a little sensor thing. Let me see if y'all can see it. Well, this is it. It's basically to tell me what my sugars are through this little thing right here, the little Dexcom little thing that I have on my stomach right here. Basically, it checks my sugar for me, and it'll read out on here what my sugar is, and it'll basically tell me if my sugar is high or low, because I don't know if I told you guys, but over the last 2 weeks, I've been really sick. I have pneumonia, and I also went into DKA, as far as it's called diabetic ketoacidosis, which means my sugar was very high. Because of me having pneumonia, it took my sugar to over 500. It's supposed to be like 150, and the lowest I'll say it's supposed to be is like 80. It was actually like 5 in the upper 500s, like 590 something when I got to the hospital. Imagine, guys, I went to the hospital. I think I went on like a Friday, and they sent me home that same day. I ended up going back to the hospital that same night because I was vomiting uncontrollably, shaking. I couldn't keep anything down, no water. I was trying water, applesauce, Jello, popsicles, like all of the soft things that they require you to do when you're vomiting to try to keep something on your stomach and keep you hydrated. I was drinking water, Gatorade, Pedialyte, and all of that was coming back up. So I ended up going back to the hospital. I was home for like about 3 or 4 hours before I ended up going back to the hospital, because I was unable to keep the medications that they gave me at the hospital. I could not keep any of that down. So long story short, when I got to the hospital, they admitted me into the hospital, and I had to stay there for a day or two just so they can try to get my vitals under control and my breathing, because my breathing was very terrible. I was little to no breathing, basically. My throat was closing up. My sugar, I couldn't even tell what my sugar was because I was just so out of it. So they kept me in the hospital, gave me fluids, gave me antibiotics, and I ended up going home. I believe it was that Saturday. And when I got home, I just kind of laid around for like a week because I just was not feeling good, you guys. I was so sick. I lost about 20 pounds in the process of me being sick, you guys. I lost so much weight because I was not able. Let me kind of open this up a little bit so you guys can see me. But yeah, I was kind of like, I was so out of it that I could not do anything but just lay around. I was just so sick. I was just unable to keep anything down. I lost about 20 pounds in the midst of me being sick for that 2 weeks. And I'm trying to gain my weight back. All of my parents are getting a little too big. They're all a little too big. I have started back eating and stuff now. I feel a lot better health-wise. Like I still got like a little cough, but that's about it as far as that. My breathing has been okay. I have an inhaler that they gave me at the ER. And then me and my son also have a nebulizer treatment because my son has asthma and I have asthma, but with this pneumonia, it was kind of difficult for me to catch my breath and stuff of that nature. So they gave me an inhaler and a nebulizer treatment to go home with, and they gave me 4 different medications. I had an antibiotic, I had nausea medicine, and I had 2 other medicines to basically take, and I finished all of that, you guys. So basically, I've just basically been, well, I went back to work Saturday, this past Saturday. It's now Monday, June the 6th, if I'm not mistaken. So I went back to work Saturday. It was pretty good. Saturday and Sunday, I worked about 9 hours both of those days. So it was pretty good as far as me being able to go back to work, you guys. I was very excited just to be able to get back to some type of normalcy in my routine. Update, my son, he's doing great, you guys. He graduated from pre-K last Friday. Well, this past Friday that just passed. He graduated from pre-K. So my baby is now on his way to kindergarten, you guys. My big baby, he's only 3 years old, about to be 4. But he graduated, and I'm so proud of him. He did so good. He's been doing so good. And even when I was sick, he's like taking care of me the best that he could. And you know, he's a toddler, so he don't know really much about when somebody's sick. So he was bringing me waters, like asking me every 10 minutes, "Mommy, you feeling okay?" And give me a kiss. And basically, he was amazing, you guys. For him to be so young, he did a great job with just trying to help me nurse myself back, because we do live on our own, so it's kind of hard for me to take care of him and myself. So I was like having him, he was going with my mom a lot while I was sick because of me just not being able to really do much. But I'm doing a lot better as far as my health wise. Like I showed you guys, I started my little my Dexcom G6 as far as to monitor my sugars and everything of that nature. This little thing basically tells me what my sugars are, high or low. It got the timing and all of that. I don't know if you guys can see it now. You can see it. So basically, it's warming up now because I just got it today. So whatever my sugar is, this thing will pick up what my sugar is. This little Dexcom thing right here will pick up what my sugar is, and it'll read it out to me on here and let me know without me having to constantly keep sticking my fingers, because I am a punk when it comes to that, you guys. I hate sticking my fingers, and definitely when I was in the hospital, it was horrible. I was having to get poked every hour. They were having to come check my sugar and take blood from me and all of that nature. So my endocrinologist actually talked to the hospitalist, and she was like the one that recommended that I get one of these. So I finally have my Dexcom now. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that everything goes great with this, and it'll be able to help me track my sugars, so I won't have to worry about pricking my finger and, oh, I forgot to check my sugar today, blah, blah, blah. It'll automatically do it for me, and I believe you keep it on for 10 days, and then you change it out to another one. I have the box over there. It has like three refills of these, so for a month I'll be good, and then next month I'll have to go back and get more. But I would prefer to do that than to poke my fingers, you guys, because I am like a chicken when it comes to that. I hate poking my fingers because my fingers are so small and they're so tender, so it's like it hurts a lot. So I'm kind of glad that I was able to get started on this. As far as my eating habits, I've been doing really good. I've been eating fruit for breakfast. I've been drinking more water, Gatorades, things of that nature. Not too many sodas. I barely eat sugars as it is. Like when I tell you guys, I've been so strict on myself as far as food wise. Eat chicken noodle soup, things of that nature. Just try to stay away from a lot of sweet foods because I don't want anything to trigger my sugar to go high again. But I believe that's all. But let me kind of go into like a backstory on my diabetes. I got diagnosed when I was 14, and the way that it happened, I noticed like probably like a month prior to me finding out that I had diabetes, I noticed that my breath was really sweet smelling, and I just was like not feeling well. I was very sluggish, just felt real queasy all the time. So one day I was at my auntie's house. And she was washing my hair for my graduation. I was supposed to have graduation and everything. I ended up missing my 8th grade graduation because I was in the hospital. So she was washing my hair to do my hair or whatever. And in the midst of her washing my hair, my cousin had gave me a grape soda. So I drank the soda before I went under the water. And I don't remember what happened after that. All I remember was waking up and my aunt was over top of me. My little cousin was over top of me. And like they were panicking and everything. So I got to the hospital My mom had actually took me to the hospital that same day. Well, no, I believe I went in the ambulance. Man, y'all, this was a while ago, so I'm trying to remember everything. So when I was in ambulance, the EMT text was asking my mom, like, is she diabetic? My mom was like, no, she's not diabetic. And it was like, well, her sugars are like 200 and something. She was like, well, she don't have diabetes or whatever. So that's how it comes to turn out. I found out I had diabetes. When I got to the hospital, they were running a whole lot of tests and everything like that. Came to find out I have diabetes type 1. So it was kind of hard for me, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I wasn't taking my medicine. I wasn't checking my sugars or anything. And I was still eating junk food, candy, sodas, and all of that. Wasn't checking my sugars, wasn't taking my medicine. And it got to the point where I started getting scared because they were telling me things like, oh, you can lose your legs, you can lose your limbs because you're not taking your sugar. Taking your blood sugar and taking your medications and things of that nature. So it took for me, I believe, my sugar didn't really get under control until I got pregnant with my son. Once I got pregnant with my son in 2017, my sugars, I think my A1C was at a 16 before I got pregnant with him. And by the time I had my son, my A1C went down. I was at like a 7.9. So I started taking well care of myself, started eating like I was supposed to, taking my medications, checking my sugar. I was doing all the things that I was supposed to do. And even now, my A1C is a lot better than what it was. I believe when I was in the hospital, they told me it was like a 10 point something. No, I believe it was an 8 point something. It was 8 point something because the last time when I had went to my endocrinologist in March, it was like 10. And when I went to the hospital, they told me I was like at an 8.6. They will prefer you to be at a 7 and below. So I'm actually getting on track to getting back to the 7 that I was at. Like I told you guys, I've been watching what I eat, monitoring my sugars, checking my blood sugars, taking my medicine. I've been doing everything that I needed to do to try to keep myself healthy for my baby because I want to be able to see my baby graduate and walk across the stage. And it kind of hurt me because when I was in the hospital, she basically told me, she was like, well, your kidney function, my kidney function is kind of bad because of the fact that it was so uncontrolled for so long. She was telling me like, well, your kidney function is kind of high and blah, blah, blah. So they did start me on a medication to help my kidney and my liver called lisinopril or something like that. So I do have to take that once a day to kind of like help me out with my kidney function because I do notice that like when I'm not taking my medicine and everything of that, I'm constantly urinating and things of that nature, and that's basically just telling me that my sugars are uncontrolled at that time. So I basically been eating well. Like this morning I had strawberries and blueberries for breakfast, and for lunch me and my son had a hot dog. He wanted hot dogs, and then for dinner we're gonna have some chicken and broccoli Alfredo. You guys, I'm so excited about that because I cannot wait to eat that. So I'm gonna cook some Alfredo for us tonight, and as far as a dessert, we're gonna probably have like, he said he want brownies, but we're gonna try to figure out something else as far as brownies. We don't really eat brownies in here, so we're gonna try to find something else like a pound cake or something that's not too high in sugars, so I can kind of like still be able to monitor my sugars but also have a small snack, because I have been really hard on myself to try to keep my sugar stable. Like let me see, because I have my monitor. This is the I'm gonna show you guys the monitor that I was using before. I got my Dexcom. Alright, so it's called like a Rely On, and basically it'll tell you what your sugars are. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see this. 187, which is bad honestly because it's supposed to be like 150. And then the prior one to that, as you guys see, 25. That's really low. So I actually had to drink orange juice that night. As you guys see, 31. This was before I went into the hospital, 358. This one is 163, which is like one of the best ones that I've had, 163, because it's supposed to be like 150 and below. No less than 80. And this one, 146. So it was like before I had got sick, everything was fine. 77. 48. So basically my sugars, like when I get sick, you guys, I notice that my sugars are really high. But when I'm well, I notice that my sugars are like good range as far as the numbers, the number wise, you guys. So I just basically was coming to let y'all guys know about my little condition that I do have diabetes type 1, which is insulin resistance, which means my body do not make insulin. It's two types of diabetes. It's juvenile diabetes, which is type 1, which is what I have, because I had actually inherited it through my family, because it's like genetic. Like a lot of people in my family has it. My grandma, my mom's twin brother, my other uncle, a lot of the people in my family has diabetes, but I'm the only one with diabetes type 1 because I caught it when I was a child. So it wasn't really anything that I could do to prevent it. I'm the only child, like the only in my generation, I would say, that has diabetes. I'm the only one. Then of course, like my elderly family members, like my uncle, and people like my grandma, my uncle, all of them have type 2. I have type 1, which means I could not control the fact that I got it. I have to live with it, and it's just something that I'm hoping that they tend to find a cure for, hopefully. And if not, I guess we'll just keep winging this thing out like we're doing right now, you guys. All right, thanks for the update.